Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of the GC Informer, GameCast's very own news program. As I'm sure you're all aware, E3 has been the hot topic this week, with a bunch of confirmations and release dates circulating around. As we're covering the topics a number of ways already, today's news will mainly be picking up on a few of the post-reveal tidbits. Starting off, some new Kingdom Hearts details were shared in recent interviews with Tetsuya Nomura, the director, character designer, and scenario writer of Kingdom Hearts as a whole. The interviews went into why there was a delay, which mainly had to do with a want for a simultaneous release worldwide, and the challenges associated with that. There's also the possibility of DLC down the line. There's already a limited DLC Keyblade that comes with the limited edition PS4 in Japan. Tetsuya Nomura spoke more as added content that may prolong the adventure or something nice to get players to return to the game. So far, there isn't any confirmation on Xbox ports of all the games so far. He stated this was because they hadn't really talked with Microsoft about it, but I think would be a good idea seeing as the game's stories are confusing enough already, and I assume newcomers will be lost the second this game starts. The Big Hero 6 world is almost finished, and there is a stronger focus on mini-games and side activities. Lastly, Final Fantasy characters from previous Kingdom Hearts games may not make it into this release. It has to do with when the original titles were released and how for the time we didn't have a game series that brought all the Final Fantasy characters together. He felt a need to do it back then, but doesn't really feel it necessary for Kingdom Hearts 3. He didn't say no altogether. It's just with 7 months until release, it doesn't seem all that likely that we'll just add a bunch of characters. I hope one or two have already made it into the game, like how Auron was a big part of Olympus and Cloud and Sephiroth have an unfinished story arc. Next, From Software's new IP, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, isn't the game we might have thought. It isn't a Souls-like game, meaning it won't have stats, classes, character creation, or even a multiplayer component. Instead, it's more in line with an action-adventure or character action game. Here, it's all about player skill and how you use your prosthetic left arm to deal with an ever-changing situation. The revival mechanic will play a large role in gameplay as well, with enemies losing interest in you when you fall. This gives you a chance to attack while their guard is lowered. However, lives appear to be limited, but we're unsure how. Personally, I think it would be cool to have an allotment of lives right at the start of the game and you challenge yourself to make it through with the least deaths, or assuming it's divided into stages, you may recover lives. Whatever it is, it seems really interesting and it's great to see From Software making more diverse games again. After all, this is the company that made Armored Core and Dark Souls, two of the most polar opposite games out there. Lastly, while it wasn't announced at E3, it is still really cool to hear. Studio Trigger, the animation studio behind Kill la Kill, Little Witch Academia, and Darling in the Franxx, has announced a collaboration with Arc System Works, the unstoppable fighting game machine responsible for Guilty Gear, BlazBlue, and Dragon Ball FighterZ. While nothing has actually been announced, a countdown website has emerged and the lettering structure and colours are very reminiscent of Kill la Kill, which is ridiculously over the top and stupid in just the right way. It's led fans to speculate that we may actually be getting a Kill la Kill fighting game done in a similar style to Dragon Ball FighterZ and the recent Guilty Gear games, which would be pretty sweet. Alternatively, there could be one big Studio Trigger collaboration game, or even just Kill la Kill characters in the recent BlazBlue cross-tag battle, as Arc have said before that it doesn't need to stop at 4 franchises. There's also a chance it's an anime with Arc System properties and Trigger taking control of animation. Whatever it is, it's exciting, as Arc System Works have been on a roll lately and are slowly trying to take over the entire fighting game community. And that's all for today's news. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and please let us know what you thought of E3 in the comments below. Until next time, bye!